In this series I'll be showing you how to crochet these two frogs, the dancing and diving frog, the lily pads and lilies. Now I've set my frogs and lily pads onto my basket. I'll glue them on first before I crochet my water splashes and the ripples. I'll glue these on now. I'll be using craft glue to stick my frogs and lily pads onto the basket. It's not a PVA glue, it's a clear glue. I'll start with this lily pad here, and I put quite a bit of glue on and try to get it as close to the edges as I can. And then just push it down, and this glue sticks quite well. Next I'll do this lily pad. I'll put it just in there. Now I'll do the frogs. I'll try to get glue around their fingers and toes so that they stick well, but if I don't get enough I can always put a bit under once they're stuck down. Just position him about there. Just push down so that it sticks down. Probably have to put a bit more under that finger there. I'll do the other lily pad and the diving frog the same, and I'll come back and show you how to do the ripples and the water splashes. For the water splashes, I start with a magic loop and work 3 chain, and then into the loop I work a join double crochet. So I put my yarn around the hook, go into the circle and pick up a loop, yarn around through 2, and I've got 2 loops left, so I put my yarn around again into the circle, pick up a loop, yarn around through 2, and then yarn around through the remaining 2, and then I pull my loop tight, and that's just the little water splash. For my basket I worked 7 water splashes for each of the main sides, and then 5 for each of the ends. So I'll work them and I'll come back. Now I wait until I've got my frogs and lily pads on before I work out how long I'll need my water ripples. For my water ripples I work chain, and then I work slip stitches back along the chain to the desired length. For around this big lily pad, I've been working 25 chain. For the small ones I work 15 chain, and I'll also work 25 chain for the ripple each side of the frog's arms. So I work them by just work 25 chain, I miss the first chain, and into the second chain I work a single crochet because I have trouble doing a slip stitch into that stitch, and then after that one I work one slip stitch into each chain. And so you've just got, it's just a little bit thicker than the chain, but it sits better and it's easier to glue. So I'll work those and I'll come back and then I'll measure in and see how many chain we'll need for some of the other bits. Now I've got some ripples on. Next I'm going to do a small ripple that will go horizontally just in there. It's hard to judge until you've got your frogs on how big you'll need to do your chain. So I'll just do a few chain and measure, and it will be different for everyone depending on what kind of cotton you have and your crochet tension. So that looks about right for there. So I just go through and I measure them all as I go, just to check for lengths, and then I'll put them on and make sure I'm happy with how they look. So I'll continue making the water ripples and I'll come back and show you what it looks like before I glue it on. Now I'm happy with this the way it is, so I'll get these stuck on and then I'll stick the water splashes on last of all. I've attached the water ripples and I've got the water splashes just sitting there. I'll stick them on. For the ends I'll make it much the same. I'll leave off one of the small lily pads and I'll probably just do one lot of ripples rather than two. It will depend on the size of your basket as to what you can fit on. So I'll just finish it off and I'll come back and I'll show you. There's the finished basket. The other side's exactly the same, and I'll show you the ends as well. If you like my video, please like, subscribe and share. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you next time. Bye.